1,000 feet below the surface. Pressure so extreme, it would crush a submarine like a soda can. More humans have walked on the moon than have touched the bottom. And right now, 3 governments are spending billions of dollars to control what's down there. The Mariana Trench was never just a geological feature. It's the most strategically valuable location on the planet. And everything you've been told about why we're exploring it is a cover story. We have found something that is literally rewriting the rules of global power, and the race to control it has already begun. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you will realize that the next world war might not be fought over land or oil, but over a cold, dark crack in the Earth's crust that we are only just beginning to understand. The impossible geography of the Challenger Deep. To understand why this discovery is such a big deal, we first have to understand the scale of what we are dealing with. The Mariana Trench is a crescent-shaped scar in the Earth's crust, measuring about 1,500 miles long. But the crown jewel is the Challenger Deep. This is the deepest known point of the Earth's seabed. If you dropped a heavy stone from a boat at the surface, it would take over an hour to hit the bottom. The pressure at the bottom is about 16,000 pounds per square inch. That is like having an elephant stand on your thumb, but across every single inch of your body. For a long time, scientists thought this pressure made it a biological wasteland. We figured nothing could live there, and certainly nothing of value could be extracted. But as our deep-sea exploration technology improved, we realized we were dead wrong. The geography itself is a fortress, and whoever holds the keys to that fortress suddenly has a massive strategic advantage. The rare earth gold mine nobody saw coming here is where things get interesting. We've always known that the Earth's crust is rich in minerals, but we usually look for them in places like China, Africa, or the Australian outback. However, recent sediment samples from the Mariana Trench discovery have revealed something staggering: massive concentrations of rare earth metals. If you are watching this on a smartphone or a laptop, you are holding rare earth metals. They are the lifeblood of modern technology, from electric car batteries to fighter jet guidance systems. Right now, 1 or 2 countries have a virtual monopoly on these materials. But the trench holds a supply that could potentially power the planet for centuries. We aren't just talking about a few rocks. We are talking about high-grade nodules of manganese, cobalt, and nickel just sitting there, waiting for someone with enough technical guts to go down and get them. This isn't just a scientific find, it's a total shift in the global supply chain. The hidden power of deep-sea hydrothermal vents now. This next part might surprise you. It isn't just about the minerals sitting on the sand. Deep within the trench, there are hydrothermal vents, essentially underwater chimneys that spew out superheated, mineral-rich water from deep within the Earth. For years, we viewed these as interesting biological curiosities where extremophile bacteria lived. But we've discovered that these vents act like natural factories. They are creating chemical compounds that we can't easily replicate on the surface. Some of these compounds are being looked at for bioprospecting, finding new medicines or even new ways to generate energy. Imagine a battery technology derived from a bacteria that lives in 400-degree water under mountain-crushing pressure. The country that patents that technology first doesn't just win a Nobel Prize. They win the future of the energy market, geopolitics, and the new underwater border wars. And this is where most people make a mistake. They think that because the Mariana Trench is in the middle of the ocean, it belongs to everyone. In reality, maritime law is incredibly messy. The trench is located near the United States territory of Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands. This gives the U.S. a massive exclusive economic zone, or EEZ. But other global powers aren't just sitting back and watching. We are seeing a surge in scientific research vessels from various nations hovering over the trench. Why? Because under international law, if you can prove a certain area is part of your continental shelf, you might be able to claim the mining rights. It's a high-stakes game of underwater chess. We are seeing the birth of ocean geopolitics, where the boundaries aren't drawn with fences, but with sonar maps and autonomous underwater vehicles. The military secret hiding in the trenches beyond the money and the minerals. There is a much darker side to this Mariana Trench discovery. Silence. In the world of modern warfare, the loudest thing in the ocean is a submarine. If you can hide a submarine, you win. The Mariana Trench is the ultimate hiding spot. Because the trench is so deep and the water layers have different temperatures and salt levels, sonar signals get bounced around and distorted. It's like a hall of mirrors for sound. Military strategists are now looking at the trench as a potential highway for ghost drones and submersibles that can move undetected between continents. If a nation can station sensors or even weapons platforms in the deep, they could monitor the entire Pacific without anyone ever knowing they were there. It is the ultimate high ground, except it is at the bottom of the sea. Why deep-sea mining is the new space race. You've heard of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos racing to Mars, but the real space race of 2026 is actually happening in the opposite direction. Developing the technology to survive at 36,000 feet below sea level is just as hard, if not harder, than surviving in the vacuum of space. We are seeing a massive influx of private investment into deep-sea exploration. Companies are building massive robotic vacuum cleaners designed to crawl along the seabed and suck up mineral nodules. But here is the catch. The environmental impact could be catastrophic. The trench is a delicate ecosystem that we barely understand. If we start strip mining the bottom of the ocean, we might trigger a chain reaction that affects the entire planet's oxygen supply or food chain. The race is on to see who can exploit the trench first, and whether the world's environmental laws can even stop them. The biological breakthroughs that could extend life, but wait, it's not all about war and mining. Some of the most incredible parts of the Mariana Trench discovery are actually alive. We found organisms down there that have evolved to repair their own DNA at an incredible rate to survive the radiation and pressure. Scientists are currently studying the proteins in these deep-sea creatures to see if they can be applied to human medicine. We are talking about potential breakthroughs in treating cancer, aging, and degenerative diseases. If the secret to immortality, or at least a much longer life, is buried in the DNA of a translucent snailfish at the bottom of the Challenger Deep, the value of that discovery is literally priceless. It turns the Mariana Trench into the world's most important pharmacy. The mystery of the unidentified sonar signals. Now, let's talk about something a bit more mysterious. As we have placed more sensors in the trench, we've started picking up sounds that we can't explain. Scientists picked up unidentified low-frequency signals from the trench. They classified them. They stopped talking about them. The recording still exists. The explanation doesn't. These are low-frequency hums and rhythmic metallic sounds that don't match any known whale or geological process. Some experts believe these are the result of secret underwater testing, or perhaps even unmapped volcanic activity, but others suggest that the Earth's core is interacting with the crust in the trench in ways we never imagined. These signals are forcing us to realize that we don't actually know what is happening inside our own planet. The Mariana Trench discovery is proving that the Earth is much more alive and geologically active than our old textbooks led us to believe. The technological frontier, autonomous underwater vehicles. So, how are we actually doing all of this? We can't just send divers down there. They would be turned into pancakes instantly. The real heroes of this story are autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs. These are high-tech robots equipped with AI that can navigate the trench without any human input. These drones are the satellites of the ocean. They are mapping the floor in 8K resolution, identifying mineral deposits, and tracking military movements. The country with the best AI-driven AUVs will be the one that controls the trench. We are moving away from manned submersibles like the one James Cameron used, and moving towards swarms of thousands of tiny robots that can blanket the ocean floor. This technological leap is what made the recent Mariana Trench discovery possible in the first place. Why the world will never be the same in 2024, a U.S. Navy submersible captured footage of an unidentified structure on the Challenger deep floor. The footage was flagged. The mission file was sealed. 3 countries now have autonomous vehicles running silent operations in that exact location. The Mariana Trench isn't being explored, it's being occupied. And whoever controls what's down there controls what comes next. The trench is no longer just a hole in the ground, it is a mirror reflecting our own ambitions, our greed, and our thirst for knowledge. What we decide to do with the Mariana Trench in the next few years will dictate the balance of power for the next century. The Mariana Trench has shifted from a scientific curiosity to the most strategic location on the planet, holding the keys to technology, medicine, and military dominance. This discovery proves that even in the most extreme environments on Earth, the drive for power and survival will always find a way to thrive. The story loop we started at the beginning, the idea that the world's power is being reshaped by a dark crack in the ocean, is now a reality we have to face. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next big discovery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.